Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper and this is my entertainment rundown for the week of March 31st. Once again, this past weekend I saw 4 movies and I enjoyed seeing them all for one reason or another. Some of them I didn't like as much as I did others, but I've got 4 to talk to you about today. The first is a movie called Unplanned, and this is kind of a controversial movie because this is a movie that is put out by the pro-life group that, is anti-abortion all the way. We've had more movies that kind of gave the other side of the story, and this is a faith-based film that is showing the issues of being pro-life. It's based on a true story of a woman who was a director of Planned Parenthood. It tells what changed her mind from being the director of Planned Parenthood to being an advocate for pro-life. And it gets into a lot of details, and it's an R-rated movie. You might not think that from a faith-based film, but there is profanity and there is violence. The acting is okay, and it does make its point. It depends on how you feel about it, it's how you like it. I scored it 6 out of 10. Then we had a Netflix movie, an original movie on Netflix, which, Netflix had Roma last year that was an Academy Award contender. This is another original movie. This is about the 2 men who tracked down and killed Bonnie and Clyde. They were former Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers had been abolished by the governor of the state, played by Kathy Bates. But 2 men who had been active there, played by Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson, take the job as highway patrolmen, not state, Texas Rangers. And they do all the legwork to track down Bonnie and Clyde, who they consider to be a menace to society, not the heroes that that they became in the press and all. But this is a great movie because you know how it's going to end, but you see the intricacies of how they track them down. You also see the interaction between the 2 men, and Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson are both good in these roles, better than average. This film is also rated R. It's for profanity and violence. I scored it 7 out of 10. And remember, 7 out of 10 is a good score for me. Then we have Dumbo. Everybody was waiting on Dumbo. This is the live film of an animated Disney movie. The original Dumbo was made back in 1941. I hate to say that, the year I was born. Okay, you got that? I'm old. Anyway, Dumbo, great. It's like a 64-minute cartoon, but now they have made the live action story of the little elephant with the huge ears who they discover can fly. Now, all of the rest of the Dumbo story that was in the animated cartoon has been virtually thrown out the window. Since this is a live action movie, you have Colin Farrell, Eva Green, Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito. They're all playing roles of characters that weren't even in the original movie. And there's a charming little girl named Nico Parka, who is the little girl who befriends Dumbo. I think in the original cartoon it was a mouse that befriended Dumbo. But there's no magic to this movie. Disney usually knows how to put that magic in, but it's directed by Tim Burton, and Tim Burton does quirky really good. He doesn't do magical that well. This film is rated PG for violence and mild profanity. I have to say I was disappointed. It just didn't draw me in. I scored it 5 out of 10. Finally, the 4th movie is a movie called The Chaperone, and it's a masterpiece PBS release. It's for all those fans of Downton Abbey. But it's based on the story of Louise Brooks, who was an actual actress back in the 20s and 30s. In this movie, she's a 16-year-old girl who wants to go to New York to study dance, but she needs a chaperone to go with her. Haley Lou Richardson from 5 Feet Apart, we just talked about that movie a few weeks ago. She plays Louise Brooks, and Elizabeth McGovern plays her chaperone. Elizabeth McGovern, who is on Downton Abbey, is really good in this movie, and it's one that draws you in. It's a lot of different characters, a lot of different situations, and it does focus on the chaperone. Louise Brooks' story is part of the story, but the main focus is on the chaperone and what her life is and what her life will be. Like I say, the acting is really the selling point, costumes, all of that. Really good. It is rated PG-13 for profanity and adult situations. I scored it 7 out of 10. Next week, we're going to be talking about The Best of Enemies, a movie I'm really excited about. Also, Pet Sematary, a movie I'm not that thrilled about because I don't like horror movies. And then Shazam. I know a lot of you are waiting on that one, so we'll be talking about it. But head over to the website if you want to see some longer reviews, www.JackieKCooper.com. And also, if you want to become a subscriber, click on my face. And you can become a subscriber if you want to have instant notification of when we have videos coming out. Ring the bell, and with that will get you the alert. That's all the movies that I have to talk about today. This has been Jackie K. Cooper.